Welcome, everyone, and I'm very glad that you could join us today. My name is Megan Poole, and I'm the Central Regional Coordinator of the Indiana State Library's Professional Development Office. I will be the host and question moderator for today's webinar, which is EBSCO Databases, What's New for Indiana State Library. Our presenter is Shana Ashwood Viola. She's the Senior Customer Training Specialist at EBSCO with more than 15 years of experience serving the ed tech community. She is passionate about education. She has even started her career as a teacher in New York City. Shana holds a bachelor's in arts and marketing from Temple University and a master's in education from Teachers College, Columbia University. She works from her home in New York, where she resides with her son and husband, spending most of their free time on the baseball fields. After this webinar has been transcribed, it will be available on the Indiana State Library's archived webinars page. If you are watching an archived recording of this presentation, information on how to obtain your LAU is in the video's description in YouTube. For weekly updates on upcoming trainings and to learn more about what's happening in libraries across the state, please subscribe to the Indiana State Library's e-newsletter, The Wednesday Word, and check our continuing education website for other professional development opportunities. So let's get started. Thank you so much for being with us today, Shana. I'll hand the presentation over to you.
Thank you, Megan, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're going to talk about what's new for Inspire, Indiana State Library, with regard to your EBSCO resources. As she mentioned, Megan mentioned, my name is Shana, and I have worked with EBSCO for a number of years, serving many of our statewide accounts. I'm very happy to be presenting to you today. We do have some topics. I'm going to quickly cover a few presentation slides to cover the EBSCO host user interface, key features for searching that interface. We'll talk about the new databases that you have subscribed to. I'll provide a live demonstration in your environment. And I do encourage questions at any time. Feel free to enter those questions in the chat. Megan will be monitoring as well as I. And if you feel like asking a question live or would like to request something be demonstrated, feel free to unmute yourselves as well. I'm going to go ahead and disable my camera so I'm not a distraction for this presentation, but I am here. So let's start with an overview of the new databases that have been added to your subscription. We're going to talk briefly about those, and then I'm going to demonstrate them live in the EBSCO host user interface. Of course, you now subscribe to the EBSCO Open Dissertations database. It's a great resource that benefits universities and students to make electronic theses and dissertations more discoverable. It includes more than 2 million theses and dissertations, accessible via the EBSCO host user interface, as well as on the open web at opendissertations.org. More than 325 universities worldwide are participating, and I just have a few logos listed here. You can see that Purdue University happens to be one of them. You also now subscribe to the EBSCO Management Collection, which is a full text database containing over 11,000 academic journals, magazines, trade pubs, reports and company profiles in all fields of business management. Important titles include the Hastings Center Report, the National Review, the UN Chronicle. And you have upgraded to our business database, Business Source Complete, which contains more than 1,800 leading global journals and magazines, a collection of other content, including case studies, company profiles, industry reports, SWOT analyses. It provides students and business researchers a great place to start to access important business titles and articles. Some of the important journals you'll find include the Academy of Management, Accounting Review, Bloomberg, Business Week, Forbes and Fortune, of course, the Harvard Business Review, Journal of Consumer Research, and MIS Quarterly. The business searching interface is a new interface through which you can search the business source complete interface. It's relatively new. I'm going to show you how you can access business um, source complete in EBSCO host, as well as in this new visually appealing, more browsable experience called the business searching interface. So we're going to demonstrate that as well. But it offers a more visual way to search, more topics to explore without having to know particular keywords to search. So we'll take a look at that. So with regard to the EBSCO host user interface, we have some new features and interface enhancements that are either have already been enabled in your environment or are available to be enabled. And then we also have some features coming up, new changes coming to our user interface in July. So I'm going to quickly run through some of the features that have already been enabled. We are embracing artificial intelligence. So one of our features called the natural language search mode. Um, it has been enabled in your environment. You will see the natural language toggle on the basic search screen. It allows users to enter questions or queries using everyday terminology in either a statement or a question form. AI will take that query and basically execute a Boolean search based on your query, trying to interpret your intention. So we'll show you how that works. It basically streamlines information retrieval and reflects common experiences that our patrons are accustomed to, like Siri and Google and Alexa. What has also been enabled in your environment is dynamic people pages. So whenever you are looking through your search results and you see the name of an author highlighted in green, that basically means that that is a dynamic people page. Clicking that author's name will connect your patrons and researchers with trustworthy information about that specific author, information like total works, co-authors, and so on. This information is powered by the EBSCO Scholarly Graph. I will be sharing my presentation with you all, so if you are interested in learning more about these features, wherever you see a hyperlink in the presentation takes you to an article on our support site, EBSCO Connect, to learn more about these features. Some other features that are available to be enabled include another AI tool called AI Insights, and that will, and you'll see in the screenshot here, you'll see the Generate AI Insights button if you're interested in enabling it. It will take the content of an article and AI will summarize it in 2 to 5 bullet points. So it's a great way to facilitate rapid review. It's a complement to the abstract. As you can see here, there will be a little disclaimer letting the user know that AI is generating these bullet points and users can vote it up or down, which will help inform that large language model. Citation discovery can also be enabled. Powered by the EBSCO Scholarly Graph, you'll see a little button for the article, how many times it's been cited, which will be an indication here within the result list. That can be enabled, as can references. So you'll see on the detailed record, it will identify the sources that were used in a work right on that detailed record. And retractions have also been enabled. When DOI for a retracted article matches articles within the EBSCO Scholarly Graph, a little retraction note will be provided. Not sure if you are aware that we recently transitioned our ebook viewing from Adobe to LCP DRM. I believe that was a couple of months ago. Why do we make this move? LCP offers a more accessible experience, is compliant with European Union and upcoming updates to the ADA Title II. This aligns with our commitment to improving the ebook experience and making it more accessible. Benefits here for libraries and patrons. No external account creation is required, which used to be with the Adobe ID. It supports accessible reading through the Thorium Reader. Strong DRM protection without sacrificing usability. And it has great features, accessible features, including an adjustable display, text-to-speech functionality, the ability to create annotations and bookmarking. So great resources, just so you are aware. Things that didn't change. So this really only impacts DRM protected titles. So You can still view an ebook online. So you don't have to download an ebook. We have an ebook viewer, so you can browse our experience on desktops and mobile devices. So this has not affected that. Um, Also, downloading chapters and downloading the entire DRM-free ebook, which we have many, has not been affected. What has changed? When you're downloading DRM protected ebooks for offline viewing, that's when you'll need to use the Thorium reader.
Dana?
And yes.
We do have a question from Katie Springer.
Mhm.
Her question is about the natural language search
Yeah,
mode. Is it in a different interface or just an added field in the regular search?
an added field in the regular search, and I'm going to demonstrate that when we go live. So I can show you how that works, and you'll see how AI interprets it.
Perfect.
Okay. So quickly, this is the workflow. So if you are going to download a DRM protected title, you'll see this little modal. You'll select the number of days. You'll select your format. EPUB is recommended because that's a more accessible experience. Then you will generate the passphrase. Um, You'll copy that passphrase, and then it will give you a confirmation. You'll enter that passphrase, and then you'll be brought to the Thorium reader. This is something that anyone can download on their own. It's a free app. Once you have downloaded the Thorium reader app, then you'll have that very accessible browsing experience. All right, so with that, I'm ready to go live. Let me exit out here. I'm going to bring us to inspire.in.gov. First, just to level set to make sure we know where we can access these resources. Of course, you can conduct a search by grade level or searching by adults. You can also access the databases A to Z listing, which I already have open here. And you'll see some of the databases or all of the databases that you subscribe to. Some of them are, of course, EBSCO, like Academic Search. You'll see the Business Source Complete. So if you want to go directly there, you can to these individual databases. So we're going to talk about Business Source Complete today. We're going to talk about the Management Collection, and we're going to talk about the Open Dissertations, okay? I have already loaded the EBSCO host user interface. We're now looking at that. Instead of accessing these databases individually, I'm going to access the EBSCO host main profile here where all of the databases to which you subscribe are available for searching. So we're looking at the basic search screen here. You'll see a little hyperlink right above that search box where it says we're searching 74 databases. If you click this hyperlink, it will show you all of the databases. All right, so I can search them all. I can deselect them and search individual databases. So for the demonstration today, I'm going to pick those new ones. So we've got our business source complete. Um, we will search the EBSCO Management Collection and Open Dissertations. So I'm going to just select those. Let's see, we may have a question in the chat. Okay, I'll read this question out loud. Here is a dissertation title if you want to test it. Thank you, George. I'm going to go ahead and test that. Um, when we get to that. All right, so thank you. I'm going to keep that in mind. All right, so that's where we're going to search these three databases since they're the newest. But of course, more popular, of course, Academic Search, Masterfile contains all of your popular magazines, Medline for medical research. So you've got tons of databases available to you for searching. All right, so I've enable the three. I'm going to enter a basic search in my basic search screen here. Notice that in addition to entering keywords, I can enable some of our quick filters here. So before executing a search, if I wanted to limit my resources to full text or peer reviewed or by pub date, I can make my selections before hitting that magnifying glass to execute a search. Notice that natural language search toggle is available here. I'm going to turn that on in a bit. But we'll just enter a basic search here. I'm going to type strategic planning. Actually, let me refresh my screen. It looks like it's a little stale because autoplay population auto suggest is not working, so I just refreshed it. I'll go ahead and start typing. All right, so I'm looking for strategic planning. I only entered half of that and notice that some popular searches are presented, just getting me to my research that much quicker. I am interested in strategic planning. Um, I can make that selection or I can keep typing. If I select it from popular searches, it's going to automatically execute that search, but I'm going to go ahead and keep typing because what I want to do is maybe enable one of these quick filters. I'm going to limit my resources to full text only right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and execute a search. It's going to bring me to my search results, basic search results. We have many, over 119,000, and they're listed here. Um, I may want to employ more of those quick filters to refine my search. We have an additional quick filter for source types. If I want to limit it, my resources to academic journals, for instance, or to news articles, I can. If I wanted to access my full complement of filters, I can click this All Filters button, which will expose the All Filters panel, giving me all of the options to refine my search result set, maybe by publication title, if I'm interested in articles only published, for instance, in Bloomberg, if I want to filter by thesaurus terms or by publisher or by language, I can make my selections. Um, as we can see, the active filter that I already employed is kept track of above this line. And then there are some automatic expanders that have already been applied based on settings that my administrator has enabled here. Let me click over to advanced search quickly to show you that we can further refine by executing an advanced search and applying additional filters. I'm sorry, keywords rather, and additional filters here. So maybe I'm interested in strategic planning and artificial intelligence. And actually, I'm going to make a selection from the suggested terms. So I'm interested in strategic planning and artificial intelligence in business. I can employ the Boolean operators to combine these keywords. So I'm going to combine them using the AND operator. If I wanted to expand to search for either term, I could use the OR operator. Or if I wanted to exclude a term, I could use the NOT operator. I'll stick with that AND operator. I can also qualify my keywords by selecting a field code. Maybe I'm interested in strategic planning as a subject term in the databases that I'm searching. As we look down at the filters here, we have our common limiters for these three databases. And then we have some custom filters here. So for instance, if I am interested in business source complete custom limiters, I can apply product names, company, uh, ticker symbols. So this is the way you can employ some of those custom limiters. Um, I can also go over to the search options to change my search mode. So by default, searching using Find All, I can change that to a proximity search or any of the other search mode options, including natural language here. For users, if they're not familiar with what these search modes and expanders are, there's a quick link to articles on EBSCO Connect explaining these options. Let me go ahead and apply these filters, execute my search to update my search results. And that brings me down to just 352. So we started at over 119,000, just applying some of those additional keywords and filters. We definitely reduced our search results down to a much more manageable set here. Let's take a look at some of our options here for viewing articles. We can see that this title, Stop Running So Many AI Pilots, published in the Harvard Business Review, as we can see, authors and the abstract is a summary here, which we can review. We can see the subject terms here. Remember, I had asked for the subject term strategic planning, so you can see that it is listed in the subject terms. I have access options. I can view this article as a PDF or an online full text. We'll get to that in a moment. Right off the bat, after I've reviewed the abstract, if I think this is relevant to my research, I can quickly save this resource with the little save flag. It's going to temporarily save it to my saved flag over under my dashboard here. Let me see if I'm logged in. Um, yes, I'm logged in to Indiana State Library's account. So anything I do while logged in will automatically save. So when I return, these resources will be available in my saved section over on my dashboard. Um, we also have the ability at a glance to access some quick tools like Cite, add to a custom folder, share, and download. We also have some bulk options here above my 352 search results. These are not clickable until I click this little tick box. We can see that we're seeing 10 results out of the 352 at a time. If I were to increase that to, let's say, view 50, then 50 search results will be visible to me before having to tab over to the next 50. Now, if I were to click this little tick box here, it will then enable bulk options up to those 50 results at a time for downloading, saving, moving to a project folder, sharing, and citing. So it's going to automatically select these 50 search results in my search results set. So if I were to click save, we'll now see those resources in my dashboard over on the saved flag. So we're taking a look at our saved records. We'll wait for that to load. And we can see that there are 50 now saved. Okay, let me go back to my search results. And now I'm going to go ahead and look at full text viewing options and show you the differences. After that, we're going to go into natural language search. So I definitely want to demonstrate that. So we have two full text viewing options. I'm going to start with online full text, otherwise known as HTML, which is going to just deliver the article stripped of any formatting and imagery, just delivering the text. So we're now taking a look at this article. We can review the article right in our viewer. We have several tools available to us. We've already saved it, so that flag is already highlighted. I can access the cite modal, which gives me up to 9 different citation formats. So if my instructor, for instance, is requiring that I cite using MLA 9th edition, I can then see the citation. I can copy to my clipboard and then paste it into my research. I also have the ability to export utilizing a citation tool here. We also have the ability to add this to a project folder. I don't have a project folder, but if I wanted to organize my research, maybe I'm conducting research on AI and strategic management, I can create a project, call that, and then move articles into it, just allowing me to organize my research further. I can share this utilizing our cloud options with my Google Drive, my OneDrive. I can also access the persistent link, but best practice these days is to capture that persistent link from the browser, and we can share that just by copying and pasting. I can also email the article utilizing the email option here on the share modal. Downloading, we have the ability to download the full text as a PDF or HTML, or the metadata only by selecting a format. We also have the print option, pretty self-explanatory. Let me move over to this little world icon. This gives us access to translate the article utilizing Microsoft in more than 100 languages. I believe there are 110 languages, so this is a great option for anyone who prefers to read an article in their native tongue. I can just maybe select one here. I'll select Canadian French, French Canadian as an option, and we'll see that this is going to translate instantly utilizing Microsoft. The little Microsoft logo is shown there. It's not going to be as perfect as a native speaker, but it will get the job done. And we can click right back to the original language with a click of the button. So let's close out of that. We have our table of contents, just allowing us to jump around within the article. We have our publication contents. This is kind of like a publication browse option. So we're reviewing this article in the Harvard Business Review. The publication contents will give us quick links to other articles within that issue of Harvard Business Review. And then we have our listen tool, our read speaker technology, allowing us to have this article read aloud, a great accessibility feature. We have several tools available here: play, fast forward, rewind, volume control. We even can download the audio into an MP3 file. And when viewing or listening to this as an HTML, we can also control the text highlighting. So let me click play and let you listen to that for just a few seconds.
Section. Features stop running so many AI pilots instead of testing lots of use cases across the company. Pick one area and go deep.
Okay, so hopefully you heard that. And that is our text-to-speech option available on our full text viewing options. The last tool here is accessibility support. So if you need a article in a different format, a more accessible format, you can reach out to our content remediation team. You can enter your name, your email address, which is linked to your account. So as you're logged in as an Inspire account, it will pull up your email address, and then you can request that format. Our content remediation team usually fulfills your request in 3 to 5 business days. So a great accessibility feature there. Let me go back and take a look at this same article now as a PDF. So it's going to load, and we can view the article in the way in which it was published in the Harvard Business Review, complete with formatting and imagery. So now we're taking a look at it. We're browsing the issue, and we're reviewing the same article. Similar tools are available. One thing you'll see that is missing is that little world icon because it's treating this as an image, so we're not able to translate in the 110 languages, but we still can have all of the other options: accessibility, text-to-speech, publication contents, and so forth. Let me pause here and see if we have any questions before I maybe demonstrate natural language search.
Not seeing any.
Okay, so I've saved some. I'm going to go ahead and click the new search link under research tools. That's going to clear my search, bringing me back to the landing page. And this time, what I will do is I'm going to select all. I know that's not necessarily, actually, no, I'll select a few more because if I select all, we'll have so many. Um, I'm going to include maybe Medline here. I'm going to maybe conduct a search that will give us some information. I've chosen Academic Search Complete, Business Source, and Medline in this case. So just so you know that your patrons have the flexibility to choose particular databases for more targeted search. Now, this is how you can enable that natural language search mode. You'll see the natural language search toggle. So if you toggle it on, it will now treat this search box for natural language search, so it allows users to enter phrases, questions. So let me just pop one in here. I've got some things just queued up here. So I'm curious, what are the mental health implications of social media is my question. I've got natural language enabled. I'm going to still limit that to full text. I'm going to go ahead and execute my search. So we can see that we have over 10,000 search results for my query. Right next to the natural language search toggle in the upper left corner, you'll see a few hyperlinks here. So if you're curious on about how natural language search works, you'll see a little explanation provided here. And you can also see the refined query, which is what AI did with your question. And it basically executed a Boolean search. So we'll see that it took my question and turned it into this Boolean: mental health or psychological well-being, and social media or online platforms and digital platforms, and then executed the search. This is a great check to make sure that AI interpreted your intention properly. So then you can go ahead and view those search results. Similar experience once you have executed that search. And it's as simple as that. I believe we're going to change the terminology from natural language search, which is not as intuitive for our patrons as we thought it might be. I believe in July, this might be turning into AI-assisted search, but the similar hyperlinks explaining it will be available. So you can enable that on the basic search screen, or if you are on the advanced search screen, you can toggle on the natural language search mode here. And since I selected it, it has already shown up here on our search options, which is what I have selected. So that's natural language search. Any questions? All right, so let me click new search. And I'll go back to our new databases. So we'll go ahead and once again click the Management Collection and Open Dissertations and Business Source Complete. Actually, maybe this time I'm going to go ahead and take the advice of our George Bergstrom here and maybe conduct a search for just open dissertations. So this is another instance where I can isolate it to the open dissertations database. So now we're only searching open dissertations. Now on advanced search, because we're only searching this one database, then the filters that are available will be specific to that database. So these are the custom limiters available for open dissertations. We can search for dissertations by university as well as by language, but we're searching just dissertations here. We can use our advanced search. Let's see what you have entered, George, in the chat. Let's see, relationships of reform. Francis McGregor, Kentucky, 1900 to 1940. I am assuming that the author is Francis McGregor Ingram. Let me try that. Or is that the title? She's a subject. Okay. I'm just going to enter this full title and see what we get. And we'll limit to title. Okay, so title, it says it did not yield any results. Let's see. Do you know the author of this dissertation? It is a Purdue dissertation from 2022. Okay. Let's go into advanced search maybe and enter Purdue. Oh, Laura Bergstrom. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm going to enter it the way you have it in the chat. Author. Let me just take this off. Maybe it's not responding to the colon here. So we have entered the author, title, Purdue University, all dates. Let's execute the search. No, not there. Let's clear all filters. This time what I'll do is close that, go to advanced search. I'm gonna stick with Purdue. I'm going to remove the title and I'm just gonna search Bergstrom. Take that off. We'll just simplify it and we'll see what comes up for Purdue Bergstrom. It may not be a dissertation that has been shared. So let me go to the page. This is the open web. Just curious. I just enter that. Yeah, so it may not be a shared title. So I've searched the open web. Back on our new search screen, open dissertations. Let's click, and you said that it's from 2022. So we can do one more thing. On advanced search, Date range, we'll enter 2022 to the present. And we'll try one more. And if that doesn't work, it may not be a dissertation that's published within this database. We can try another one. Okay, it's in the Purdue Open Access portal. So yeah, so open dissertations, it's something that the university would have to add to this particular database. So there's a whole project where universities can elect to include. So it may be that it's just not something that has been updated. We could, for instance, and I'm just to demonstrate that it does work, maybe not for this particular author, we'll just clear the search. I'm going to go into the advanced search and just limit to Purdue, and we'll see what comes up. All dates. We have to enter something. So if you know of another author, I'm just going to enter Smith, which is a common last name, and we'll see any authors from Purdue that have open dissertations. No. In my demonstration, what did I put? I actually did this yesterday. I entered, actually I searched instead of by author, I searched maybe a topic. So what was her topic? Maybe it'll come out that way. Relationship reform, immigrants. Let me just enter immigration or immigrants. And Purdue University, all dates, and we'll check that. Let's see, nothing, not on that topic. My apologies, this is not going well. I'm going to clear, and I will enter what I had for my demonstration, which I know works. Yes, I do see that question, Jen. Yeah, we're not perfect, but it is a database that we can update with our content. I'll just try one more thing. And I know that this worked because I demoed it yesterday. So let's clear. I'm going to just clear my search again. I'm just searching open dissertations. I'm going to conduct a search. Actually, I'm going to go once again to advanced search. I'm going to just enter engineering. And once again, limit to Purdue. This should work. We'll conduct a search. And maybe we're having an issue with, yeah, maybe my login. Let me just try this again. Looks like my login timed out on me. That might be exactly what's going on. So let me try my login again, and we'll see why we're not able to get this to work. Give me 1 second. So it looks like we timed out. That might be the reason. Okay, so let's try again. Fingers crossed. Engineering, we'll limit to Purdue once again. And we'll click search. It's working now. So all that to say, that was my login issue. Let me try your example now, George. So we'll click new search. We're going to enter relationship of reform. I'm going to just enter that initial title, section of the title. And I'll actually call this a title. Search in the TI. All dates. We'll just execute the search. All right. Let's see. Relationship of reform, relevance. Not pulling up. We've got some related 40 results. Let's see. Bergstrom as the author. Yeah, so that particular title is not, but you can see going back to the previous search. We'll clear that. All fields. And let's see one time. Purdue. You can see I'm being stubborn. I want it to work for you, George. But that was the issue. All right, so there we go. Open dissertations. I think I have beat this course. We'll clear the search. My apologies. It is a cool option here. I guess it's just limited to what the university has chosen to upload to this database, but it is available within your subscriptions. All right, so we have about 20 minutes. I do want to move on. Let me just make sure that I have covered everything here within our EBSCO host user interface. I promised to conduct a basic search, advanced search. I showed you some of the custom limiters. Let's see, what else did we do? We took a look at natural language search. We took a look at open dissertations. Now what I'd like to move over into is business source complete to demonstrate that. Unless you have a request to demonstrate anything else here. One thing I didn't do, actually, let me do these two things before we move on to the business searching interface. So you can conduct the basic search, you can conduct an advanced search. This is going to search for resources at the article level for the keywords you enter, whether that is a basic, advanced, or natural language search to discover articles related to your topics, right, or subjects. If you want to conduct a search at the title level for particular publications available within the databases that you're searching, I'm going to just select all, just update to make sure that we have all of our databases represented. What I can do is conduct a publications or access the publications authority to conduct a title level search, not article level. To do that, you can either click the publications authority under research tools over on the left, or if you go to the advanced search screen, the publications tab will bring you to the same place. So this publications tab and the publications authority bring you to the same space, which allows you to search for publications within the different databases you subscribe to. So for instance, if I wanted to conduct a search for publications available in, let's say, Business Source or even Academic Search, I'll stick with Academic Search. Let's see if I'm interested in a particular title. I can either enter a title here, and actually I'm going to just do management, see what titles are related to by subject and description, or matching any words, or I can conduct a search with this alphabetical listing here. We can start seeing some of the titles represented, but I'm going to do a subject and description search for management titles available in academic search. I'll execute my search, and we can see titles that fit the subject and description for management. I can access the Journal of Management and Engineering. We can see that this is available as a PDF. If I click this title, it gives me, it brings me to the publication details for the Journal of Management and Engineering with some key information, publisher information. It lets me know that I have access to the full text for this particular time period. We have the publisher's URL. We have access to issues and articles. We can scroll through, since I'm looking at full text records, let me go back to full text in 2014. I can access all of the full text issues for that year, volume 30. And then we can view all of the articles within that particular issue. So that's one way we can search using the publications authority. Let me just maybe enter a title I know that is available in, let's take a look at a fun journal. I know that you have a lot available in master file. Let me now actually clear this, and I'm going to conduct a title level search for Time magazine. I'll go ahead and execute that search. And so there are several options here. I'm going to access the, let's see, Time magazine, which is available as a PDF or HTML full text. We'll click this. And this one actually has full text access dating back to 1923 to the present. And once again, I've got my year tree where I can access all issues and articles. And for historical purposes, let's go back in time to 1973. That was the last year that the Knicks won the championship. And now I'm going to access all articles dated back to the Time magazine issue 1973. Let's take a look at this painful change to thinking small article. We have access to viewing it as a PDF or online full text. Remember, PDF is going to give you that visual experience complete with the format and imagery. We can look at what's going on in 1973. All right, so great option here for publication authority. And one other thing you can do, I'll clear my search, is access the subject's authority. So instead of conducting a search for articles by keyword, you can search the subject's authority. So similarly, subject's authority is on the left, or on advanced search, the subject's authority is here. So for instance, if I wanted to conduct a search at the subject level, or for a subject term that's indexed in my databases, we can go ahead and conduct a search. So here we're looking at, similar to the publication search, I can search for a subject term, choosing a database. I'm going to stick with academic search, and this time I'm going to search for articles that are tagged with the subject term foreign policy. All right, so I'm going to execute my search with an academic search for articles tagged with foreign policy as a subject term. And it tells me here at the top, for foreign policy is actually not a subject term indexed in the academic search database. It's telling me use international relations. So let's take a look at that term. I'll click it. Brings me to details about this indexed term. It is a main term. It's got a little plus sign here letting me know that there are some narrower terms within international relations. This plus sign, if I were to click the main term, it would automatically explode with that little plus sign to include all narrower terms in my search. There are way too many narrower terms, so I'm not going to explode that. I will choose this as my main subject term and maybe include another. Maybe I'll include diplomacy. So now I've selected two subject terms. I can combine them with the Boolean operator and I'll add that to my search, and we can now see how my subject term search has been built. I'm going to go ahead and execute that search. So here are just some sophisticated ways that we can conduct research within our EBSCO host user interface. All right, any questions here before I now move over to the business searching interface? All right, so no more time wasted. Let me click new search. I'm going to click over. Actually, I'm going to have to load this because I just remembered that I had timed out. So just give me 1 second for me to pull up that user interface. And as you know, we have been searching the business source complete within this EBSCO host UI, but there's another interface for searching business source complete, and that's called the business searching interface. This is a more browsable experience. So right off the bat, you still have your basic search field. You still have your full text, your quick filters. You still have your advanced search, but now you've got this more browsable experience within the business searching interface. So we're only searching business source complete in this instance. Lots of information going on here. At the top, you can search for leading publications available in this database. So if you wanted to just conduct a search by subject area, you can browse through business journals, accounting and finance journals, management, marketing and sales, MIS and POM journals. We can also browse through featured business magazines. So if you want to go right into Forbes, the Forbes publication, or even the Harvard Business Review, if you click this within featured business magazines, it will bring you right to the publications page for Harvard Business Review. Looks very similar to the EBSCO host experience, but it's getting us quickly right to that journal with our access to all issues dating back to 1922 to the present. And we can view the most recent issue for the July-August 2026 issue number 4. We can access all articles there. And so there are 27 articles published in the Harvard Business Review. We can review that. Great browsable experience. Let me click back to the business searching interface and scroll down. Beyond featured business magazines, we can explore featured content here by category. So for instance, I'm going to select industry reports. I'm interested in exploring industry report content. So it's going to bring me to the industry reports landing page, more browsable experience, kind of guiding you through the main topics. So within industry reports, I can review industry reports by country, by provider, by business sector. I'm going to click by business sector here, and now I can view all of the different sectors. So maybe I'm interested in, let's see, information technology as a business sector. And now we can explore this sector. There's a sector profile available for me to view. We can look at some sub-industries, like semiconductors, for instance. I can conduct or view a quick view of a few search results on information technology, or I can view all search results here. Notice how my search has been built for me. All right, industry profile and information technology as the sector. All right, executing that view all results brings me into my search results set for 279 results available within Business Source Complete. And I can view the industry profiles here. I'll review this one, IT consulting and other services. We've got all of the basic information available here. Publication contents, actually this one, let's see. Right, so this is just access to the, yeah, this one is not a article that we can view the at the article level, just at the metadata level. Maybe we'll take a look at this one, and we can see here we've got our full text viewing options. All right, so let me click back. Scrolling down, we have beyond the featured content here by sector. We have, we have another visual, which we will update regularly with some key information. So these are this is what we call our featured section, or our featured content area. Right now we're featuring at the topic leadership. So if we want to explore this topic, we can click the hyperlink. There are other featured topics available to browse through. And you can see that these are the actual pill shapes. Below that, popular topics is what we're scrolling through. So we can see risk management is depicted here. And as we move on, climate tech is another one. So if I'm interested in browsing through some popular topics that are being researched within business, maybe we'll take a look at climate tech. I can either click the title or click the pill item to execute a search on climate tech, okay? Over 9,000 results available. Oh, your citations are available within the business searching interface. So remember, one of those features that can be enabled in EBSCO Host is automatically enabled here in your business searching interface. So we can see that this peer-reviewed article from an academic journal, which happens to be Management Science, has been cited by 16. So we can go ahead and click that citation hyperlink to be brought to the list, okay? So great way to dive deeper into a topic. I'm going to click back and scroll down. We have a spotlight here. Once again, just keeping the business searching interface fresh. Right now, we're just highlighting Forbes FinTech 50. If we want to learn more about that, we can go ahead and execute a search. All right. So that's the business searching interface. I'm going to have a session this summer, I believe, or this fall, covering this more in depth. I just wanted to give you a splash introduction to it. Great resource to promote. Any questions on this before I go back into my presentation? All right. No questions? Just a few comments? Oh yeah, summer sessions are coming. I believe that Megan can talk more about that. Well, I think we have maybe 4 sessions in total between now and the fall. But let me go ahead and click back into my presentation. I did want to give you a quick peek into what's coming this July. So we have, let me refresh. Looks like my computer thinks I've been talking too long. Let me click back into the quick few slides I wanted to show you with some navigation updates that are coming in the first half of July. We're going to be making some changes to our navigation for EBSCO hosts, and I just wanted to show you some things that are going to be happening. So we're going retro. We got some feedback that some of our patrons and colleagues and clients were not happy with some of the UI changes we made a few years ago. So the left navigation is going to move back to the top of the page. I know many people are going to be happy with that experience. Also, we have regrouping of some navigation items. So the browsing, publications, subjects, and your medical subject headings will be grouped here. Research tools will be grouped, and your custom links will be grouped as well. The language selector for the interface will be available right in the upper right corner where it used to be. So you can select a profile language. 33 languages are represented. We have dashboard settings. So dashboard right now is on the left column. It's moving back to the My EBSCO option here. So if you are authenticated, which many of you are, since you have your authentication preferences, it will say welcome back, whoever you are, and you can access all of your resources here. Let's see what else. We have some refinement for the search area. We're going to make some adjustments to free up additional space for those search results. The filter panel that we see here can be configured to be displayed open by default within our EBSCO Experience Manager by your system admin. Let's see what else. And then we're going back to our old paginated results list. I know many people will be very happy with that. So you can quickly go over to page 1000 if you want to, instead of having to constantly click the show more button. So lots of great things coming your way. All of this information can be accessed at connect.ebsco.com. It's a publicly accessible site where you can search for anything regarding your EBSCO resources to get access to articles, our platform roadmap, videos, and I'm linking a few articles that you may find useful. We've got a quick start guide for EBSCO hosts, frequently asked questions, an entire promotion kit, product help pages, and a link to an article on those changes that are coming this summer. So if you're interested, go ahead and access these. I'm going to share my presentation. I've also given you access to other important resources, our Connect site, our Academy site for additional e-learning. So we have access to some recorded sessions available here. If you want, please go ahead and subscribe to our Interface Insights newsletter and bookmark our platform roadmap so you can stay abreast of the features getting ready for release on our roadmap calendar. All right, so that does it for me. I'm at time. Any questions before we end our session?
Thank you so much, Shayna.
You're welcome.
This was wonderful.
I'm so happy.
Yes, I am so looking forward to having you continue these webinars for us this summer and going into the fall. And on that note, the next What's Up Wednesday EBSCO series is July 29th. And Shayna will be presenting the Get to Know EBSCO during that session. So I hope we get to see all of you again and you can join us. In the meantime, as a reminder, if you are watching an archived recording of this presentation, information on how to obtain your LEU is in the video's description in YouTube. I will send the LEUs out to everyone who attended in person today, and we'll hopefully get those out at least a week or two. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, and
Megan,
y'all
I
take
just
care.
have I do see that there's a one question in the Q&A. I just wanted
Oh,
to answer that. Someone wanted to know how to get to that browsable experience for Business Source Complete. And she noted that, or he noted that, or they noted that when clicking the Business Source Complete link here, it doesn't give you the browsable experience. So I think we may need to update that link with the new the new UI. And I can go
okay.
ahead and send that over to everyone, to the administrators, to make sure that this link presents
Yes,
this experience. It may present the older or the EBSCO host experience. It may just present this with the Business Source Complete loaded. So we just need to update that. If
that would
everybody's
be
experience
great.
is the same, we'll just make sure that we get that link updated. All right?
Yes, that would be great. And also Business Source Complete, there will be a deeper dive on that, I think, September
Yeah.
30th. So
Yes.
we'll see you all then.
All
Thank you.
right.
This will stop the recording.
All right. Have a great day, everybody.